just a goodbye. Teach your children well. Their father's hell did slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams. The one they picked, the one you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you. And you of the tender years can't know the fears that your elders grew by. And so please help them with your youth. They seek the truth before they can die. Teach your parents well. Their children's hell will slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams. The one they picked, the one you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you. Some people call her the announcement lady. Woo, woo. Some people call her Tannis Burnett. But don't you worry now, people. She's gonna tell you what's coming up ahead. Tannis Burnett.
Oh my goodness. A round of applause. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto. My name is Tannis Burnett, the announcement lady. So let's get right to this. Wednesday service, practicing the presence, from 6:30 to 7:15. Come enjoy Wednesdays. Much quieter, calmer. Quieter and calmer, yes. Service is lovely, it's contemplative, and all are welcome. Class is continuing, the Foundations of Science of Mind, Wednesday, January 20th. That's last week, 2 weeks ago. Class has started Wednesday, January 29th. It's February, it's not January anymore. It's spring today, did you know? Could you tell? For those of you on the other side of the world, we're getting more snow today. And it's minus a lot. Carrying on, this Wednesday, class continues with Margaret Ann Snyder and Helen Vallot teaching the Foundations of Science of Mind. This class is stepping stones into the fantastic philosophy, Science of Mind. Understand and learn how to apply Science of Mind to your daily life and live the results. Learn the tools to take your life to the next level. This class makes Science of Mind easy. It's for the new and or the seasoned. Spiritual Mind Treatment Workshop. And for those who perhaps are going, what is Spiritual Mind Treatment? That is our form of affirmative prayer. And if you would like to learn more about it, there is a workshop on Saturday, March 1st from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Helen and Margaret Ann are doing this illuminating workshop in the technique of affirmative prayer. All are welcome to join, and it's $20. Tax receipts are being prepared, and they will be emailed to everyone as soon as they are complete. And as long as we have your email address on file, you will receive it that way. If you've changed your address or any other information during or since last year, please make sure that the office knows. Contact Carmen at info@csltoronto.com. Did you all write that down? Or just call the office and speak to Carmen. And last but not least, our practitioners are here for you. There's Helen. They're here for you after service. Don't leave if you have anything heavy on your heart. Helen is here. Jonathan, our big cheese practitioner. How's that? The grand fromage. As he always says, he is our minister, but first and foremost, he is a practitioner. So they are here for you today. Take a moment with them if you need to. And Mary Ellen, you got a haircut. You look fabulous. Mary Ellen is here today, too. She's our practitioner of the day. If you have a treatment request, if you would prefer to do it more anonymously, we have a spiritual mind treatment request box out front. You can fill out a form and just leave a note in there and know that the truth will be known on your behalf. And on that note, let's put our hands together for the Grand Fromage of the Centre for Spiritual Living Toronto, our beloved, our one and only, Reverend Jonathan Zenz.
Thank you. Oh, good morning. I want everybody to take a breath. Right here, right now, you represent a collective consciousness that has been created right here in this room. And you get to decide what that is and how you relate to it and what that means in your life. You know, a lot of times I come up here and I'm trying to get you all revved up, right? Today I just want you to be present with the space, be present with the room, and be present with yourself. And come to a deeper understanding of where you are in your own mind. Because where you are in your own mind is what is creating your life. That's the truth. A couple of things I do want to tell you about. First of all, thank you to everybody. I'm sorry that we ended up canceling class last Wednesday and service last Wednesday. Helen did text me later saying she was glad we did because it was treacherous out on the road. So if anybody was driving, that would not have been a pleasant experience. But thank you all for that. That does mean that this class now will go through April 9th because we have to make up the class. So even if you see it elsewhere saying April 2nd, it is through April 9th. Also, as many of you know, I am going on vacation. I leave on Wednesday to go to Miami, and next Saturday I go on my cruise that I take. Well, this will be the second year that I've done this cruise, and I'm planning on going on this cruise every year from now on because it's just so much fun. But we have a very special guest who's going to be speaking here next week, coming to us from Campbell River, British Columbia, is going to be Reverend Jill Brocklehurst. She has her own center out there, and she is phenomenal. If you were here for a Broadway Christmas, and you remember Carlisle is her son, and he will be our special music next week as well. So please join us for that. It's going to be awesome, awesome, awesome. So how is everyone this morning? Yes, you are awesome. It's great to have you here, and welcome to the Centre for Spiritual Living Toronto. We come here for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to know ourselves. It's to know ourselves with the understanding that who we are is that divine power, that divine energy, that one power, the only thing there is. And so as we celebrate this idea, as we celebrate this concept that we talk about here all the time. I talk about it till I'm blue in the face, right? As we celebrate that, we incorporate it into our lives more profoundly and more effortlessly, because none of this should be effort. Life should not be effort. Life should unfold perfectly and easily. And as we incorporate this one idea, the one idea is we are each of us an individualized expression of God. As we incorporate that, life does become effortless and fun and easy and joyful. So on that note, let's read together on the cover of our songbooks these words of Dr. Ernest Holmes. They're written right in the middle in blue. And as we share this together, take this into your heart. I am happy and complete today and forever. Within me is that which is perfect and complete. It is the spirit of all life, truth, and action. I am happy in the certain knowledge of this inner light. I radiate joy and life, For life is within me now. Life is within me now. Life is within each and every one of us. Right here, right now, we are the very expression of life. And so here to take us down that road of inspiration a little bit more deeply, please welcome to the lectern our practitioner of the day, Mary Ellen Cassie.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I'm going to start off asking you some questions, and whether you want to put up your hand or not, that's up to you, or to answer them for yourself. As a practitioner, I hear many things, but I'm asking today, how many folks here have a story going on? I could do that too, Bryn. Well, I'm only asking for one because collectively there's lots. How many have ever seen God? Seen God. Lovely. How many have ever blamed God for what's going on in your life? Again, multitudes. And has anyone ever felt confused? Right? And my brother has answered that correctly. I'm not sure. So I just say, phew. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. There is a vitality in our communion with the infinite, which is productive of the highest good, says Ernest Holmes. So hear those words again. There is a vitality in our communion with the infinite. That's why I'm here, which is productive of the highest good. So I'll let you have those words resonate with you. And I'm going to tell you a little bit since the last time I was up here. I feel like I've been in the ring. My son watches wrestling. I just don't understand that sport, but I feel like I've been in a wrestling match with a fly in the ointment. That's how I felt. It gets messy. And I've just come out from behind the clouds of grief, taking the time to lean into the pain and remembering joy-filled events and times shared. I am so blessed. I'm grateful for these teachings that allow me to be anywhere with anything and still know the truth. That's how I feel. And as a religious scientist, I know that my life is my laboratory. You won't see waters percolating in my kitchen. You'll see a juice machine going on, though. I choose to be with the divine flame that is always burning inside me. The spark that cheers me on. You can do it. Yes, you can. I know you can do it. Yes, you can. So when my inner world is off kilter or out of balance, I let go. I lean into this ancient wisdom elder that knows me better than I know myself. This month is Black History Month, and I'm making a reference to my friend Martin Luther King wrote a speech. I have a dream. I have a dream. I say, I live a dream. I say, I live a dream in an open field of possibilities and a state of not knowing where my soul rises and blossoms. That's been my image recently. Field of possibilities and a blossoming soul. I can stand in any stormy weather today knowing that I have a rich, delicious relationship with my divine source that supplies me with all that I desire. even the Spirit does not seek to control us. It lets us alone to discover ourselves, says Ernest Holmes. That's just what you said this morning. Basically, we're only here to know ourselves. If you don't have a relationship with God, I don't usually tell people what to do, but I say get one. Get one. Think of God as your invisible playmate. You can do it. Go out and have fun, knowing you are never alone. I am always in God's radar. He's, I'm in this field of energy, vitality. It lights us up. It animates us all. God is the glue that holds me together. Spirit power is available to everyone, and I invite you to use the power. And my affirmation in all of this today, I'll read it once and then I'll ask you to join me as I read it again. I am ready for the revelation of my oneness with the infinite. So feel that. I am ready for the revelation of my oneness with the infinite. And again, if you would. I am ready for the revelation of my oneness with the infinite. Namaste.
Namaste.
Take that in. We are ready, right here, right now, each and every one of us, ready for the revelation of our oneness with the infinite. As we recognize our oneness, individualized, recognize it in our community, recognize it in our city, recognize it in our country, recognize that we are one throughout the entire world. We truly are one. The more that we believe in this, the more that we understand this, the more that this idea spreads, and the more we affect the rest of the world that doesn't maybe understand it right now. But our living this principle brings this principle to the rest of the world. And so in light of that, we're going to sing together One People. It's on page 7 of your songbook if you would like to follow along. It's very simple. Just relax, let go, and allow these words to fill your soul. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one.
And in this present moment, I know that there is only one divine presence, creative intelligence, universal love, God, Spirit, whatever we choose, whatever you choose to call your God, your Spirit, doesn't matter. It is here, it is life, it is love. It is peace and it is joy. It is harmony and wholeness. It is health. And I step into this truth, this presence, this life principle that operates and runs through every vein of my body. There is no separation with this oneness, no separation from animal, plant, the sky, the sea, none. When I look at someone, there's the face of God. When I look at an ant and the darn squirrels that I've never been fond of, I recognize that that is God too. It's still working with me. Acceptance is everything. And so I stand here and I accept all that is God, is spirit, is this universal life force animating me, filling me up with vitality, vibrating with this energy that is within and without. It is everywhere. It is here for not only me, but for each and every one of you. I am an individualized expression of this divine flame, the spark that is always burning. And it is for you. It is in this knowingness that you can stand, open that door, let yourself in. If you're on the outside, open the door and let yourself into this creative intelligence, this wisdom. No one owns this. It is in each and every one of us. It comes freely for the asking. And I open myself up to receive the goodness. It is all good. It is all God. It is with the most open and grateful heart that I allow all of this divinity, all of this goodness from my highest and best to flow through me and out into the world. When I look up in the stars, to the stars, I know I'm not alone. That is creation. I am creation. You are all creation. I accept that as the truth. I am unlimited possibilities playing in a field of flowers. And my soul rises up and blossoms, and so does yours. Tap in, tune on, bring your imagination with you. That is God too. I release these words to the law, to this universal love, knowing it is done. And together we say, and so it is.
One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one. We all are one. We all are one. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mary Ellen. Let's stand and grab your songbooks, and let's take a look at the back of our songbooks, and let's read together the Declaration of Principles. We haven't done this in a very long time, but I think it's a good reminder to understand what we say we believe and what we stand for in this place. Here we go. I believe in one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. I believe this one manifests itself in and through all creation. I believe in the individualization of the Spirit, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit.
I believe that heaven is within, and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. I believe in the eternality, immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. You may be seated. Here today with our special music is another wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Pierre Gautreau original. So please welcome Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band.
Wake up in the morning, I open my eyes, and what the day brings is a surprise. 'Cause no two are the same, it's the truth I say. A curious mind keeps me coming back, should always stay that way. 'Cause I just wanna see what's coming around the bend, never wanting it to end. Life's a mystery. And I surrender to the flow, and thoughts create my journey, some good, some topsy-turvy. On this epic adventure, I know I will grow. I will grow. I will grow. Every day through the window I say thanks to you, morning glory. The actions I do, the thoughts that come through, add to my life story. My life story. Let's be grateful for what's in our lives. The consequence, let's strive. 'Cause no two are the same, it's the truth I say. A curious mind keeps me coming back, it's always gonna stay that way.
It's jazz fusion.
Hold on, we're gonna do that little part again. Let's be grateful for what's in our life. Top of the second page. The consequence, let's strive. Remembering that we can choose. I don't know. Love and laughter. Brian, what do you play? Singing the blues. It's I just want to see. Brian, stop playing. It's coming around the bend, never wanting it to end. Life's a mystery. I surrender to the flow. And thoughts create my journey, some good, some topsy-turvy. On this epic adventure, I know I will grow. I will grow. I will will grow. Thank you.
You ever have one of those days? I will grow. Today, I will grow. We each of us will grow. You know, if you hadn't said anything, none of us would have known. You have to know that, Pierre.
Okay.
Just so you know. Did you know that there was anything musically wrong? Yeah, see? Nobody knew. It was all brilliant. It was brilliant.
Jazz, man.
It's jazz, man. Exactly. So, I will grow. Are you ready to grow?
Yes.
So am I. So am I. Today is a perfect day, and today could not be more perfect. The people that have shown up today are perfect. The people who are here for a reason, whether you are aware of it or not. Each and every one of us is here for a reason. That's the truth. That is the truth. Something is shifting, something is changing, always. Not just now, always. And we can either give into the good that is coming our way, or we can block it. But I am ready. I am ready for the next step. I am ready to grow. I'm ready to take it up a notch. Are you ready to take it up a notch? Oh, yes. Ah, yes, yes, yes. So, what? A notch above that. What comes to mind when I ask you to think about space? The final frontier. You are a woman after my own heart. You have to know that. Yeah, I am kind of a Star Trek geek. So yeah, space, the final frontier. What else comes to mind? What do you think about when you consider the concept of space? What is space? Open. Infinite. Potentiality. What else?
The ultimate condo.
The ultimate condo. I like that. The ultimate condo. Clutter. Oh, interesting. Freedom. Freedom to do what? Play. This was her question. Freedom to play. Freedom. Everything. Freedom for everything. Freedom, you know what? It really is. It is the ultimate condo. It is the final frontier. It is everything. It is the possibility, is the potentiality of life itself. Ernest Holmes, in this big book, The Science of Mind, puts in the glossary, I've condensed it from what is in the glossary. He wrote this. Except I'm assuming he wrote the glossary. He may not have written the glossary. Let's just be clear. But this is what it says in the glossary. Space is not a thing of itself, but it is only the outline of form. It is a relative distance within the absolute. I'm going to read that again. It is a relative distance within the absolute. Space is necessary to the expression of spirit, for without it, no definite form could be produced. No form can be produced, can be reduced. That's what I was about to say. No form can be produced without space, because there's nothing for form within which form could exist. So space is a very important thing, but it is not a thing in and of itself. It is simply a measurement. That's why when I say space and time, I say all the time, space and time don't exist within the mind of God. That's sort of what I'm getting at. Space does not exist except as a measurement of distance between aspects of form in the world of cause and the world of effect, which is also the world of cause. I'm not trying to confuse you, I promise. It is the measurement of distance between form within the world of effect. So I just keep looking at you. Would you come stand with me for a moment, Fran? Stand right here. So, Fran is form, and a very lovely form, yes? Yes, indeed. And I am form, not quite as lovely as that form, but lovely in my own right. What is this?
Form.
That is space.
No longer is it space.
Ah. Interesting. Think about that. Think about the way that we measure space. We can either be very close, reduce the space between us, or we can be separated. In that equation, in life, where would you like to be? Thank you very much. Do you want to feel close, or do you want to feel separate? And ultimately, if you are feeling close, you are feeling close to the aspects of God in form. And so, when you feel close, you're feeling close to God. This is all off the top of my head. I haven't gotten to my notes yet. But I've had this, so I've been thinking about space a lot this week, and for various reasons. It'll all become very clear as I progress through this talk, if I ever do get to it. When you experience form, you are experiencing God. And I think we have a tendency to separate the two ideas because we still have a tendency to live in a dualistic idea where God is the creator and we are the created. This is the creation of God. But this is the creator as well at the level of its creation. This is the creator at the level of its creation. There is no separation, absolutely no separation. So the closer we feel to the things as we narrow the gap of space, the more we experience God in form. Form cannot exist without space. That is very true. Now, you all received a little handout today. Well, most of you did. If you were in the band, you may not have received it because it was being handed out when people were coming in. There are some graphic images on here. And what I liked about these graphic images specifically is the use of space. Because in the graphic image, it's using negative space, what we call negative space in that arena in graphic design. Right, Aaron? Yes? Yes. So on the top left, it's got that thing that looks like a pencil. Is it a pencil or is it a mountain? If you look at it, it's for, these are logos. Is it a pencil or is it a mountain? Looks like it could be a mountain, yes? Or popsicle sticks with a mountain on top.
Popsicle sticks with a hang glider.
I like the hang glider. Now look at that bird. Is it a bird? But if you look at it, or is it a horse and a wolf? You see the horse and the wolf within that? And now look at the snooty peacock. Is it a peacock or is it a woman's face? Oh. Isn't when it pops in and you realize what's going on, it's pretty astounding. So the reason that I brought this up is that even in the concept that when Fran was standing up here and I was standing over here and there was space between, there's still something there. There's still an idea being expressed there. Because there is no place where God is not. There is no place where God is not. So we can create the illusion of form by our very thinking and our very consideration of what is put in front of us. And that's all form really is, an illusion. That's one of the great teachings of Emma Curtis Hopkins. There is no matter. There is no matter. All of it is illusion. Everything we experience is illusion. And the reason that we experience it is because we have decided to experience it. So if you are experiencing something that doesn't feel so good, start to understand that that thing you are experiencing is an illusion. It does not exist. And the more that you understand that, the more you eliminate the concept of it being a thing, the more it will shift and change to a tendency, a new tendency and thought, which you can put into your own mind, which you can start to rethink for yourself to understand that life is good. Life is abundant. Life is joyful. And when you start to understand these things, this is the way your life shows up. But the more you put the focus on the other side of that equation, the more you fill the space with erroneous ideas that show up as erroneous ideas. Form is the result of a definite idea that occupies space and is an outline. Form is simply an outline for the idea. Form is the container for the idea. That helps me remember when I get too hung up on the form. Which then, of course, makes me think about my experience looking at swimsuits last week. I got real hung up on the form. Not anymore. I'm going back to that store tomorrow. And I'm going to say, I don't need to live up to your standards of what you think. Exactly. I drove across town to tell you that. Now, this is partially also to tell you that space is important. Space is important. How we consider space is important, because without space, there is no form. Space is eternal. Form is temporary. Space is eternal, and form is temporary. I am ready, and I trust you are too, to recreate the temporary form that we have been living in since I've been here. Ah, there's a sigh of relief. This is something I've been afraid to talk about. I'm going to admit to you, I've been afraid to talk about this to the degree that I choose to talk about it today. And here's why. I've been afraid to talk about it because I don't want your mind to go to the place of we can't, or I can't, or it's not possible. I don't want us to look at form in that capacity. I want our tendency and thought to be, yes, we can. I did not really intend for it to become an Obama slogan, but we can. We can step it up in our own mind, and that's where it all begins. I am ready to be done with this temporary form in the way that it is expressing itself right here and right now. Are you ready for that?
Oh, yeah.
And it's something that I've hinted around, and I've had meetings with people, and never really committed to it. I've never committed to it in my own mind because of my own fear about what it's going to take to recreate this space, and I'm no longer willing to do that. And Helen will tell you, there's not a day that goes by now that I don't walk in here and think I am ready to rip this place apart and recreate it. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready to bring this space, and this is going to sound not quite the way I want it to sound. So let me actually rethink how I want to phrase this. I want to illuminate the sacred aspects of this space more than we have been. We have created a sacred space. This space is sacred, right? But what does sacred mean? Any thoughts about what does it mean to be sacred? This is not a rhetorical question. What does sacred mean?
Held with high regard.
Held with high regard. What, I'm sorry, Charles? Attuned to a higher vibration. Aligned with God. A safe place. A sanctuary. Yeah. I refer to this space as the sanctuary all the time. And for me, it's funny, when we were doing practitioner class on Tuesday night, I actually started thinking that we actually have practitioner class out in the lobby, and I started thinking that I actually want to have it in this space, because there's something about what we have created just within the confines of that wall to this wall and these two walls. There is a sacred aspect to what we have created here, and I'm ready to step it up. I am ready to step it up. Sacred, regarded with great reverence and respect. What is your experience? This is a rhetorical question. I do feel like I have to differentiate now all the time. What has your regard for this space been when you walk in? Think about it. What does it mean to you to walk into this space? What is the energy, the feeling that it elicits within you when you walk into this space? Home. It certainly is for me. And I'll tell you, when I've done a lot of, now it's been this is my 25th month in the pulpit here. 25 months, wow. That sounds like a lot when you say, 25. But 2 years, just over 2 years. I can't imagine myself being any other place in ministry. I got an email from Reverend James Mellon this week that was very lovely, and basically just saying that he misses me. I mean, that's basically what the email said. Nothing profound, but he misses me. And I started thinking about how much I was a part of that space for 6 years, and how that was not my ministry. I was a minister there for about all of 2 seconds, because blessings to all of you, you brought me here very quickly after I finished ministerial school. But that space for me, as sacred as it is does not have the same weight that this space has for me now. This is my home, and I am committed to this home. I am absolutely 100% committed to this home. Now, when you come into this space, it actually, without any of us within this space, it's like the negative space. It is the potential, it is the possibility. It is when we come into this space that our consciousness, our collective consciousness, creates the sacred aspect of what we experience within this place. It is an energy of directed thought. And I want to bring more of this directed thought to this space, and that is a decision. And it is a decision that I am committing to right here today. I have spent a lot of time and a lot of energy not liking the space I'm in. As much as I call it home, I've not been happy with it. Like I said, I keep wanting to change it. But I also need to step back for myself and say, I should not take this space for granted, because it is a space that we have created. So I am calling upon us as a community to step into the new. And this is just a metaphor also. I just want to be clear, because this is going to sound like a pitch a little bit. This is a metaphor for how you experience space in any area of your life. What is it that you bring to the space? What is the energy that you direct to the space? Today, I am wanting to be very specific about this space. I've talked to you sometimes about the vision that I have for the property of eliminating these containers and rebuilding right on this plot of land. Have I talked to you about that? I see some yeses, I see some nos. What I know is that That's a long-term plan, right? Could we raise these buildings tomorrow and break ground on a new building? Yes, we can. Who said no? I am ready for this community to step it up, though. And I'm going to ask you, are you ready? Are you ready to step it up? One of the things that people... One of the common things I have heard, and this is not a complaint, but one of the common things I've heard from people who have visited us is that they leave and they don't feel compelled to come back because the space doesn't feel right to them. Now, it is up to the individual, to be clear. It is up to the individual. But I think that there's a lot that we can do to make this space more welcoming. And that is my goal. Within this year, before the end of this year, 2014, this space will be recreated. And I'm going to tell you some specifics about ideas that I have in mind. So this drop ceiling, not as lovely as it would be if it were no longer here. I want to pull out the drop ceiling. I want to redo all of the lighting in the space. I want to, well, you know, I've been wanting to get rid of these curtains for a long time, but the right treatment for this area has never really come to my mind. I have some ideas now about what I want to do with this. Part of the reason that we don't just pull the curtains down is because what you may not know, see, here I am. There are mirrors back here, and they're not good for sound. I want to take out as much of this bulkhead as I can. I just want to, mostly I want to open up. I want to open up the whole space. I feel like we're a little too compressed and confined. Now, is it going to take work? Yes. Is it going to take money? Yes. Is it going to take our energy and directed, conscious thought? First and foremost, that's what it takes. Because if we are all on board with this idea, the work, the money, all of the things in form show up as they need to. It must be born as an idea first. I want to rip out the booth. I want to turn, I mean, I'm really talking about some major, massive changes here. I actually want to turn the, what I always consider the lobby area, out where Brian is. Hi, Brian. I actually want to turn that into an actual consciousness cafe where we actually have a coffee shop. Ah, I see thumbs up around that. I want to, you know, the bookstore was only the beginning for what I think this space in the container that we have right now can become. And I'm ready to step it up. I wasn't ready for a very long time. I want us to remember that we are a force for good in this community. And being a force for good, being the point at which we are creating our own lives, let's really consider this space home and allow it to be more welcoming. I also need to get rid of the clutter. We must get rid of the clutter. There's too much buildup here of passive chaos, call it passive chaos, of old ideas that no longer fit. We need to get rid of them. So, when I get back from my cruise, I will be choosing a date where we will do an early spring cleaning. Of course, by the time we announce the date, it probably will be spring. You know what I'm talking about. We're going to do a spring cleaning. We did one a couple of years ago, but we're really going to go through and get rid of stuff that is no longer required in our experience. And I'm not willing to hold on to things that we might use someday anymore. We must begin the shift at home. We must begin the shift in our own minds. And I will encourage every single person in this room, every single person watching online, I will encourage all of us to start to look at the space in our own lives What space do we inhabit? How are we showing up in the world? What space do we allow to be our container? How do we move forward? I'm looking forward to bringing more honor to this space. Allowing, and actually I keep looking back there, it's only because we got the new sound equipment in that has not yet been installed, but I keep looking at that thinking, wow, it's just like building up and it's clutter, and I keep looking back there and thinking that doesn't honor the space, that doesn't honor who we say we are. So I am looking forward to bringing more honor in my own mind to this sacred space. I am looking forward to allowing more breath to this space. When I was 19 years old, was I 19? Hold on, I have to do some math real quick. It was 19, yeah, 19, yeah, I was 20 years ago, 22 years ago, I was 19 years old. I lived in southwestern Colorado. This is something a lot of people don't know about me. I think I've mentioned it before. I lived in southwestern Colorado for a summer on an archaeological dig and literally lived in a tent for 3 months. If that doesn't teach you something about space, nothing will. The dig that we were on was an Anasazi site, and it was a very unique site to what is typically considered Anasazi ruins. And one of the aspects of this particular site is that around the entire site they had built a wall. Now, the archaeologists all posit that the wall was not meant to be a defense mechanism because it was no more than about 4 feet high. It was simply to understand the container for the space that they were choosing to inhabit. And within that were passageways to come in, and there was a central plaza within the site. And the reason that I bring this up is because I developed a concept in my own mind, I've probably heard it from one of the archaeologists, and who knows, it was 22 years ago, around the idea of how we are all breathed. And if you consider this sacred space, we are breathed in and out of this space. This space breathes us in on Sunday mornings, and it breathes us out. And it's actually a wonderful metaphor for life itself. And everywhere you go, you are being breathed by space. Because there's constant movement. If you look at things on the if you look at the macrocosm and the microcosm, everything is patterned. Everything is I have to think of the right word. Everything, if looked at in the right context, can be understood as a living, breathing organism. This building could be considered a living, breathing organism. My sweet wall, my God wall. It's part of the organism. It is part of the container. And when we really understand that life itself is born out of the idea that we are placing into this universal consciousness to create this, the more we understand that aspect of life itself, the more we come to really, really revere living. And so for us to revere living, I'm calling upon this community today to step it up with me. And if anybody has any ideas, if anybody has any labor, if anybody has any money, if anybody has something that they are willing to contribute to this space and the transition of this space, I welcome it. And I say, come talk to me. Come talk to Helen as the president of our board, or talk to any of the board members, talk to the practitioners. I look forward to you coming into community and cooperation with me to create something new. And it's time. It's absolutely time. Together, we do create the space. All of our ideas bring about the form. So let's expand our idea. Let's give birth to the next thing. Let's live within the idea of greatness that we already claim to be living. Are you ready for that? You good with that? And so it is. Namaste. So as the band comes back up, let's take this conscious moment to remember that if this space is the lungs, and we talk about God being money and action, that currency could be considered the blood. It is the flow of blood because it helps bring life through this space. So as the baskets are going around today, really understand that you are a life giver in that respect. Whatever it is you have to offer the center today, please hold it. And let's read together the divine givingness statement on the back of our songbooks. I know that God is the source of all supply, and that money is God in action. I know that my good is here now. I claim an abundance of money to spare and share. I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. I bless all that I have now, and I bless the increase. I give thanks for this good. I know that my gift today goes forward to heal and bless. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center and know that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And we'll sing I Love, which is on page 29 of your songbooks. Feel free to stand up and dance.
I live, I breathe, I give, I receive, I laugh, I love, I'm a part of what's here, what has been, what's still to be seen. I live, I breathe, I love, love, love. I live, I breathe, I love. I live, I breathe, I give, I receive, I laugh, I love. I'm a part of what's here, what has been, what's still to be seen. I live, I breathe, I love, love, love. I live, I breathe, I love. I live, I breathe, I love.
And I will invite Mary Ellen to do a blessing over our offering.
Join with me in consciousness, knowing that there is only one divine presence. And as we open up ourselves to connect and to feel that this presence is always here, always present, always within each and every one of us, we accept these gifts of generosity, seeing God in action. I call it God in green jeans. Now it's coins, whatever color, shape, or form that it is in. We accept these blessed gifts right here and now, knowing that they are received with a gracious and generous heart, knowing that this money, these gifts, these tithings the time and treasure and talent of each and every one of us that are present, and for those online. You are always, always included in this thankfulness. It's in the giving that we allow ourselves personally to receive. And as we give, we receive. Knowing and trusting that the board uses this wisely through good, orderly direction. Yes, that's God, good, orderly direction. It doesn't stay here. It's put in action. It is used for the benefit of all people, for the space, for the center, globally. Nothing is stagnant in this sacred space that we call the center. I release these words knowing that it is done, and together we say, and so it is.
Mary Ellen. I want to say thank you to every single one of you for being here today. I get today may have sounded a little bit like a pitch. And I really don't intend for it to be a pitch. I just want us to really consider what we're doing in our lives and how we are taking up space, how our form is taking up space. So I want to say thank you for hearing me around that today. And I also want to say one of the ways that we can also make our experience here more sacred is to say hello to people we don't know. So if there's anybody here that you don't know during fellowship today, introduce yourself. Just say hello. Just say hi. That's my encouragement for you today. I want to thank Helen and Judy, our board members on duty today, for your service. I want to thank Susan and Linda for setting up, and Judy and Lorna for being our greeters today. Also Lorna in the bookstore. I want to thank Carmen in the sound booth, and Tony ensuring that we get out to the internet through our webcast. Tony. Yes. I especially want to thank Mary Ellen for your beautiful meditation, your reading, your affirmation, your treatment, all that you bring to this center and consciousness. Thank you very much. And I want to thank Pierre Gautreau and the entire Queen Street Band for your service and your brilliance. And again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching online, whether you're watching live or you're watching in the archives. It is a joy to have you join us and be a part of this community. So to close out in benediction today, don't get hung up on the words. Benediction really just means a time to be grateful. It is the closing of the service in gratitude. And so in benediction today, we're going to sing God is Holding Me. It's on page 1 of your songbooks if you'd like to follow along and sing. And speaking of home, speaking of space, this is a sacred song for me, very much. It's very much a sacred song for me, written by my friend, Reverend Donna Michael. And what this means to me and the energy of this song, what it has meant to me in the experiences of people that I have known, it is a reminder in every moment that wherever we are, whatever space we're in, we are held in the perfect arms of a loving divine energy. So I invite you to take that into your heart. I'm held in love, I'm held in peace. God is holding me with every breath, with every step. God is holding me. I'm held in love, I'm held in peace. God is holding me with every
It is in this very moment that I step into a deeper recognition, a deeper understanding of the one power, the one presence, God, the thing itself, the creative energy of the universe. There is only this one thing going on, and I honor it. I give over to it, for I recognize that it is who I am. It is what each and every one of us is. This very power, this very energy, in form, experiencing life, experiencing space, and experiencing love, that perfect creative power. And so I understand and know that all is well. Life is unfolding perfectly. Everything is as it should be. And I give over to this more profoundly right here and right now. And I trust and know that every single one of us in our own personalized way does the same. Each and every one of us living God's life as our own. Each and every one of us perfect, beautiful points of light. Each and every one of us living in harmony and recognizing harmony and beauty, peace, joy, wisdom, light, life, and power everywhere we go, in every space we inhabit. It's all God, and it's all good. And so I give great gratitude for this understanding, for this idea. I allow myself to be filled with that feeling of gratitude. And as I breathe this in, I smile. I release this word to that immutable law. I know it is complete, it is done, for it was done in the speaking of it. I know it is so, and I let it be so, as together we say, and so it is. God is holding me. God is holding me. God is holding me. God is holding me. I'm held in love. I'm held in peace. God is holding me. With every breath, with every step, God is holding me. I'm held in love, I'm held in peace. God is holding me. With every breath, with every step, God is holding me. God is holding me. God is holding me. And so it is. And we will end the day with Joy to the World with Tanis Burnett and the Queen Street Band. It's on page 10 if you want to sing along.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog who was a good friend of mine. I never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. And he always had some mighty fine wine. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. If I were the queen of the world, I'd tell you what I'd do. I throw away the cars and the bars and the wars and make sweet loving to you. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. You know I love the spirit. I love to have my fun. I'm a high flyer and a rainbow rider, a straight shooting son of a gun. I said a straight shooting son of a gun. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the world, joy to you and me. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Joy to you and me. Joy to you and me. Joy to you and me.
Have a great week, everyone.
1, 2, 3, 4.